Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to JP Broadcasting, and welcome in to the NicholsOilPros.com series for Round 8 out at Iowa, sponsored by Brian Cooper this evening for the Cooper Cornergeddon 150 around Iowa Speedway. I'm your commentator, Hamish Renaud, joined, as always, by the wonderful Jim Cunningham alongside. We do apologise for the delayed start tonight. The league had to make a new session as there was some mistakes made in the details of the initial race session. It does mean that we'll have to wait till the end of the show to run through our race rundown of last week out at Road America. Of course, you know, Jim, we were hoping we could run it before the race tonight, but we can't, unfortunately, as everyone's already gridded up. But our starting grid for tonight's race, we as follows. Kyle Gretsch will start pole position ahead of Brad Kress, Steve McClendon, Marty Rogers, Sean Bradley for the top 5, Jared Jackson, Ben Harcum, Keaton Crothers, Matt Piracini, Tyler Merritt for the top 10. Then Matthew Robertson, John Creedler, Matt Harmon, Jeff Slaughter, Ty Bass, and then Dylan Brown for the top 16 with Brian Dickens, Mike Weeder, Will Emmett, Al Corey for the top 20, Mark Herzig, Michael Seymour, Matthew Aloka, John Campbell, Isaac Voss, the top 25, Jason Benson, Kyle Dewey, Brian Cooper, Robin Maldonado, Dominic Zenobi for the top 30, Tyler Rullis, Riley Smith, Tex Nichols, Timothy O'Connor, Alana Hamilton, Cameron Kane, Ward Fisher, John Crutchley, and Ryan Hyatt will round up the 39 car grid this evening.
That's
at Iowa Speedway, which
that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Probably an accurate statement, Jim.
Yes, Cornageddon is gonna happen right here tonight, folks. This is gonna be fun, man. This track is it's a handful. I've done a lot of practice laps here, and this place is tough to get in and out of the corners of. It doesn't look like it's a hard track. It's not even a mile. I think it's like 0.875 or something like that. It's quick and it's slick and greasy.
Yeah, slick, greasy, difficult to turn the car into corners, and we've already seen some circuits this season, Jim, the amount that these drivers like to go too wide, have those 2 lanes happening, sometimes even 3 lanes of the right circuit. Tonight, I think it's going to be similar to a few weeks back when we got to call our first race together in this series at World Tech Center, that sometimes they just can't go too wide. I think tonight's going to be a similar scenario at Iowa. They're tight corners, hard to get turned in on, and we may very well meet double digits for cautions once again if we're not careful, especially with 39 cars on the grid this evening. It's a long grid, and it's going to be one that drivers are going to be cautious very early. We maybe stop-start the whole way. Yeah,
no, it could be. It's certainly probably early on, so these guys get settled in a little bit here. Pace car's dipping off, though. Let's crank it up right off the bat.
Kyle Gretsch on pole after his win last week. As they run down towards nice and clean for the moment. Rocket around towards turn 2 as well. So they've kept it clean off the start, Jim. Trying to find their groove, trying to find their rhythm.
Yeah, that didn't take long, did it?
We've got 150 laps to get through, or time limited to 2 hours and 50 minutes in the session. The stage break at lap 68, so we may be here for a while.
It better not be that. Nah, we'll be all right. I don't think it'll be all that. That's weird. Don't know why I did that, but oh, golly! I hate to have my name out there so fast. Matt Harmon in that Cunningham tire livery. That's unfortunate. I think Kyle Dewey might have been involved in that as well.
Getting over under with each other.
He came back up the track right in front of Kyle. Yeah. That's tough, yeah.
Back on live though, that pace car is out there. evening. Kyle Gretsch gets a little bit of a reprieve to wait for the first restart of the race to happen. Ryan Hyatt is a lap down, so he should get a wave around as the lucky dog, if they haven't already given it to Matt Harmon.
Well,
we very well could. We very well could, Jim, be stop-start all night.
Again, yeah, we could. I mean, I have a lot of faith in these guys that they're gonna find their groove, and it shouldn't be that bad all night. But 39 cars on this track, yeah, that's a big field. It's funny that they get 39 for this track, but you know, something like Daytona or something, you know, they're 10 less than that or something.
I mean, when you're on a super speedway, you can see those massive wrecks happen because of the high pace run. You know, the amount of pace that these cars can carry through those sort of circuits like Daytona and Talladega. Iowa, though, it's more or less because of the fact that it's hard to turn in. The surface is, you know, slippery and possibly a little bit rough at times too, but also with so many cars in the field so closely contested, they're always bound to get overlapped with each other, and contact is inevitably going to happen at some point. I mean, this almost seems like it could be the Long Beach of ovals.
Oh, Long Beach! I just did a race at Long Beach this past week. I do too. I like Long Beach. I like to cover it, and I also I like to race there. I think it's fun. You know, did I tell you? Might have been Biggles. I told James tried to put his he was doing the Australian supercars there, and he tried to park his supercar apparently in the fountain.
Yeah, I called that race, Jim.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
That's funny.
Yeah, quite. I think that was his first foray into the supercar as well. Was at Long Beach. So we're going to get ready to go green once again on the next lap, as the pace car will peel into pit road, and Gretsch will have control of the field once again. We went to pretty much the end of lap one before the one green lap this whole way. And it wasn't even the whole field that got to do a full green lap, mind you. It was only the leaders, Jim. So we'll see how long we go this time by, and how long we can be without traverse the third corner of the Iowa circuit.
I mean, short tracks. It's going to happen early.
Tyler Rullis, who was in the chat saying 5 yellows early in the one green lap out of 150. We're lucky that cautions don't count as one lap, Jim, because otherwise we would not be cutting down these laps very quickly. Gretsch breaks away nice and easily off the start. Brendan already up to the side of the rest of the P2. Bradley's up there in the top 4, as well as Marty Rogers, who's going side by side with him towards the last few corners of the Iowa circuit. It's an absolute scramble in the mid-pack of cars as they try and traverse around. They need to keep themselves cautious. They need to keep themselves cool, calm, and collected as they finish another green lap of the Jim. And I think we can probably argue just by a single mistake on behalf of Matt.
You mean like 3 wide? Right there?
Oh, like that right there. We've got the other caution again.
Yeah, mistakes like going 3 wide in turn 3.
Yep, and mistakes like losing the rear end by pushing it too hard through corners. That's what has caused red back cautions. Matt Harmon did the same thing on the first lap, and that's what put the pace car out. You don't click on the caution, Jim. You got to click on the actual instant. Oh no, there was actually contact.
Yeah.
And Tyler Merritt, who we know runs with a little gamepad.
Yeah.
The controller warrior out there, the controller connoisseur, we could say. Interesting if anyone decides to put their programs come by and take some fuel, because we know they can't make it to the end of the stage break. And
no, they cannot.
Down the road could be helpful for them.
By the way, we didn't mention the stage break is at lap 65. We were kind of rushed there with that changing of sessions, but So yeah, it's lap 65 for the stage break, and they cannot make it on fuel. So
let's just make sure we get back on live as well, because I believe the pace car is out there now. It is indeed. So a couple of drivers have come down from the road back through this situation, or at least they've dropped positions, but I think it's just them being side by side. What is Kyle Gretsch doing? He is alongside the pace car.
he wanted to hit the pace car.
Hit the pace car is a good way to get an iRacing black flag, Jim, so he needs to be careful.
I wish you could hit the pace car. I wish they would make it where you can't drive through the pace car. I don't know why, but that annoys me.
Well, if you did hit it, that could totally ruin the pace car period, I suppose, so it's quality fail-safe.
Yes, but I just, for the, well, there goes Dewey around for the lucky dog, it looked like.
He gets his lucky dog rule in effect for him. Biggest mover thus far inside the top 15 is Mark Burton. He's now up 7 positions. Biggest mover of the whole race, though. Ward Fisher's up 12. Timothy O'Connor up 10. Just in front of those guys are now inside the top 25 positions on the road. For Gretsch, it's been stop-start. We've done a total of 3 green laps in this race out of 12. We've gone 3 quarters have been green. Oh, sorry, 1 quarter's been green. 3 quarters have been under yellow. So hopefully we can get some nice consistent green running at some point. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, we will.
Once the tyres get up to temp and everyone gets into their little groove, but I don't think we're going to be caution after caution the whole way. Laps. We'll have a time period of green running for sure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what an experienced driver would want to try to send it 3 wide in one of these, coming out of one of these turns. I just don't, for the life of me, understand why you think that's going to work. I mean, if it's a last lap and, you know, trying something crazy, that's one thing. But on lap, 8 of the race, I just don't see the point. You know, it's probably not going to work out well, and even if it does, what have you accomplished? So hopefully we'll lose that.
You've gained a position that you will lose back almost immediately.
Right.
Like,
right.
This is not picking on a particular driver. This is generally.
Yeah.
Why would a driver generally try and make it 3 wide so early? That's one of those sort of minute decision-making skills that drivers need to take into consideration. You know you've got a long race. You're not going to win it on lap 1, turn 1. You've got to wait until the last corner of lap 150, and you've got to buy a ticket for yourself to the final part of the race to be in a winning position.
Yes.
And there's nothing to gain so early on by taking a position like that on lap 8. So.
No, I don't think they sell tickets to lap 150 going 3 wide and on lap 8.
No, I don't. Those were on the green once again, so Gretsch will lead them away across the line. Lap 14, 150 of Iowa Speedway. We do know at least, Jim, if we get another caution straight away, we will go single file off the next restart instead of double file. So that should at least avoid some of the cascading of yellows coming out like dominoes falling. So.
Right. Oh, somebody's off the track down low. That's Brad Kress. Oh, it's Marty Rogers. No, it's Marty Rogers. Sorry, it's Marty Rogers.
Another caution has been called by going off at the start-finish line. So we just mentioned we should get single file now, Jim.
Sorry, that was Brad Kress, by the way.
Brad Kress, yeah.
I apologize for that. I knew it was him. And then I tricked myself. Yeah, that's his track, man. He was that. Yeah, that was a weird spot to get loose, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was almost like he had a bit of speed wobble, and that's what's caused him to end up off the road. Yeah, he had big speed wobbles. You see that?
Yeah, coming off, just high coming off, and back end stepped out on him. Lucky for Brad, he didn't damage the car and nobody hit him. So.
Yeah, and he didn't get in anyone's way, which is good for him. Yeah. So we should be single file restart now, if I remember correctly, back at Worldwide Tech Center where we had 15 cautions.
I would say this track is not as tough as St.
No,
Louis.
no,
I mean, it shouldn't be.
This one, the corners are at least similar, where at Worldwide Tech Center it was one corner's a lot tighter than the other one. Having to take two different approaches, and it feels smaller as well. I mean, this one's just a regular old small tri-oval. Realistically, but it is difficult to get the turn in on, so yeah, memory serves correctly, they should have single file restart based on the fact that they've now had 3 cautions in the span of only a few laps, Jim, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's you should be right. I believe you are.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I happen to know about this track only because I've been, like I said, I told you, we were talking in the green room. There's a really experienced guy that I take lessons from who we've been working on oval stuff, and he sent me, we came here right away. First track he put me on because of how hard these turns are to get in and out of, so I would, really learn that car control, because I'm trying to step my oval game up a little bit. And he said that the key to getting into these corners is you have to get your car slightly turned down before you come off the accelerator. Like if your car's not already pointed at the bottom or pointed at the line that you want to make the turn on, and it's still pointed straight, when you let off the throttle and you go to turn, the car's not going to respond, and that's accurate. So
yeah, it's kind of like approaching a corner on a road course, isn't it? You're wanting to hit mid-apex of the corner, and you stay on throttle, and then as you turn in, that's when you lift off, and then just kind of, some technology maybe tickle the throttle, but also just massage the throttle around the corner to keep the pace up on the car as you turn through. And yeah, I mean, you can see that actually on the track map, the corners kind of bow out the more central you get towards the corner, so it kind of just looks like an actual racing line on the track map there. It's, it's wide, and then it kind of gets really tight and then widens again on the exit. So it's almost like a fast-flowing, mid-corner apex you're trying to get.
Yeah, and the difference is with turn 1 and turn 4 here is obviously the tri-oval, per se, side of the track, the D side of the track, so when you coming out of turn 2, the track's going to be that's a tighter exit because you're hitting that back straight, whereas when you come out of 4, getting in is tighter on 3, and coming out of 4, it's a little bit wider. So there's a little bit different entrances and exits on this track because of that. It's a fun little track.
All our cautions have been caused by the exit.
Yes.
That's the corner that they're actually struggling with, is that exit. We've actually got a 2-wide restart here, Jim. So green flag running once again. I'd say the single file is if it happens, if the cautions are called right as the green's on. So like if we have an immediate caution call, I believe so. But we're on the green once again, and we'll see how well we try. It's happened. There we go. It's happened again.
Oh,
another caution. And unfortunately for Tyler Rulis, he is now on wood, because if we remember, we get a caution when the stage break happens. So we know that Rulis is on 5. We're technically on 5, and even though we've had 4 started the spin or for Alana, or the car just started to slide, and then that's what's pile up. The pace car's going to need to be refueled pretty soon as being handed that off to me.
That might be the best line I've ever heard. No, he got into her. He got into her back corner there.
Yeah, but if you look at it, there was already an initial slide, which makes me think it was Netcode that started the slide, and then the contact happened between them.
Yeah, because as it started to slide, she slowed up, and then that in turn.
Yeah.
Let's see from this angle.
It's either that or she turned in front of him.
What's funny is they're both Miller cars.
Yeah, there's Netcode there. There was Netcode there for sure.
Man.
It was like almost a good sort of.
Man, I think Tyler Merritt. I think Tyler Merritt took a big shot right there, and if I'm not mistaken, he's already used his fast repair.
Oh no.
Yeah, remember, because he slid in, hit the pit wall. Watch, that's Tyler right there in that purple car.
Yeah.
Watch, boom, and then hit there. He's in trouble.
Oh my God, he is.
Yeah, he's in trouble because I'm almost positive that he used his. He probably used his fast repair on that initial caution, like first or second caution of the race. He slid down on the pit road and hit the pit wall.
Yeah. So we're under caution once again. I noticed that our round sponsor, Brian Cooper, is P16, so we might wait because I feel like we're going to get another caution soon. If he makes it into the top 15 by the next caution, or if he's in the top 15 by a caution, we'll drag him in for a quick chat. Otherwise, we'll drag him in at the stage break and we'll have a chat to him midway through the race.
Yeah. He's one of the original founders of this league. Yeah, he's one of the original guys. And apparently he is.
I am liking the custom round logos that we're getting in the top corner each week. It's absolutely fantastic. And the graphic design.
Well, that's Jeff Slaughter, who does that stuff. He is Slaughter Designs. Of course, we talked about him. He was a race sponsor not long ago, but he's running back there. Where is he at? Can't tell what position he's in, but he's back in the field right now, number 88. He's running a really cool livery this week. Oh yeah, he's running like an old UPS, old school UPS logo with a car with the corn. Oh no, that's not corn on the hood. Never mind. You can peel those leaves, but it's not corn.
I have a feeling, and I know what you've made, Jim, I'm going to point out. I feel like what would have made or even the corner get raced ago.
Yeah.
What would have made it better is if instead of a corn cob, it was the lead singer of the band Korn. That would be the nice little deep.
Actually, if we just played a popular track by Korn, that would be kind of cool. While we showed that stuff. Yes. No, he would not. We'll get a setup here for this
single file restart as we go green
there
again.
We go.
So it has happened. We were correct in our assumptions that if it happened pretty much immediately, we go single file. Right. We are 25 laps in, and we probably only have 20 laps on the yellow. So if we do the math correctly, what's that? We're 25 out of 150, so we're sixth of the way through.
Yeah, look
so who times everything by 6. We're going to have about 30 green laps in this race and 120 yellows.
Look who worked his way up into second place right now.
Yeah, the majority of the way, but Piracini's up 6 and Robinson's now up 7 in behind. So both Piracini and Robinson have started to kind of force their way forward. We know that Piracini is strong on these ovals. He struggled on the road course last week at Road America. And McClendon, well, he's been one of those silent assassins, hasn't he? Chips away all race as Robinson.
He saved it though. Who was that? That was. Oh no! It's a caution.
Yeah, and it's further back. It's Mike Weeder and Riley Smith.
I think that was probably a byproduct of that initial.
And once again, Jim, it's turn 4 that's caused the caution to come out. Here it is. So there's Tyler Rulers on the outside, or Tyler Merritt, sorry. Oh my God.
I don't know why they continue. I don't know why they continue to try to run 3 wide through that turn. I do not understand it.
Like cruise to 150.
Yeah, I don't think that's the. I would guess that's not the case. But
I'll also point out Tyler Willis is now also definitely incorrect tonight with 5 yellows because we're guaranteed a 6th.
Right.
With the curve age break, so we're currently on 5. Oh, he got loose off the exit and that caused the contact. So I wouldn't actually say that's a problem with them going 3 wide, Jim, because it was an initial contact between them that actually caused that. That was just, again, one of those speed wobbles and loss of control.
Right.
More so than anything.
But the problem is when you're 3 wide in the turn like that, and there's cars on both sides of you, you can't correct it.
No, that's right.
I just don't understand it. I mean, this is a tough short track. It's wide, but just, get to the latter part of the race before you start trying to go 3 wide in these turns.
Well,
I don't get it.
we mentioned, Jim, that you know, we're not likely going to see the 2 lanes side by side together throughout this race, similar to what we've had previously at Charlotte and what we'd see at, say, Daytona and Talladega. I think we're going to have that sort of one line astern and Macy drivers trying to go outside for side drafting. But no, it's a tough race and it's a tough go for them. We're at lap 29 of 150. We are 10 laps away. Oh, sorry, we're roughly 4 laps away from the halfway to the stage break. Do we think if we get enough cautions that they can make it on fuel?
Did our leader pit?
I believe he did, yes. I believe Kyle Gretsch. No, Kyle Gretsch is out. He must have dropped out of the session.
What?
He's a lap down. Kyle Gretsch is a lap down and is not on circuit at the moment. He's out. Oh, he was going to start past his bedtime. Thank you, Kyle, for letting us know. He's just let us know in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So he was going to stay up past his bedtime, so that's why he's gone.
Well,
I think he's realised how many cautions are getting pulled, and he's making an early prediction that it's going to be a lot. So that's why Kyle Gretsch is out of this race. But it means that we're back down to, we had a few weeks back, prior to the Super Bowl, the battle between McClendon and Pirissini in the front of the field on an oval.
Well, and real quick, just pop this up just real quick so you can see. If we look at it, see McClendon is still on top of the points lead there. So,
yep. I'm sure we're going to get it. That's real. And I've just noticed as well, we put the mods on Brian Cooper because he's actually at the back of the field. And I think he may have actually been involved in that incident. He's now come into pit road as well. So he did not make the top 15 at this point.
Well, we'll catch him at the stage break or see where he's at.
Yeah, as McClendon leads the way.
Pirissini got a nice run into that turn, man.
He did too. He's hot on his heels at the moment. Can we see them break away before we get another caution called here at Iowa Speedway? There's something about people in Iowa, like the cause gun, what you think of. Ben's did not come from Iowa, Jim. Was it not first on Friday? It was a great time, but we don't want to see people headbanging in these cars all the way through. We want some green running. We want some good racing. Between them, as the caution is called, and it's further back in the field, and I have a feeling it was Timothy O'Connor and possibly John Crutchley as well.
No, that's Isaac Voss.
Yeah. He hit the one into. Oh my God, the nudge was involved. He hit the back of him as he was down on the sideways on the track there.
Was he?
He was, yeah. He came past EC nudge.
Oh yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, that was not good.
No, it was not. Not good at all. And Brian Cooper is now 2 laps down, so we might have a quick chat to him. Looking maybe out of this race. Let's have a quick chat to our round sponsor, Brian Cooper.
Oh man,
and we're under caution once again. And Alana, that might be race over for her too. Let's drag in Mr. Cooper.
Yep.
Mr. Brian Corny Cooper, you are this round's race sponsor. Just make sure we're back on live as well, Jim.
Yep.
Brian, a tough end to your night, it seems. Are you going to be back out on track, or have you got too many repairs at the moment?
No, we've got some internet issue and swapping over to a different connection. Apparently just killed it. So we're going to pack her back up on the truck and roll back down the street.
Well, we wanted to get you in here before you did load it up on the truck, and thank you for sponsoring tonight's race. And we sure do appreciate that. It's unfortunate for you. Your night ended early.
Yeah, was making good headway. I don't know, 15th or so out of 39 cars started. So yeah, I was actually getting there, and the internet demons that are being from Iowa jumped up and bit us. I was just cruising along, eating some corn on the cob, getting my steering wheel all buttery, and out of nowhere, boom.
Do you have the session up real quick?
I do not. I actually switched over, and it gave me the countdown and actually stopped scoring on me. So I was going to reboot it, and it managed to close completely out.
So I'm gonna. I made something for you that I was gonna post while we were talking to you, but I want to keep the. I was gonna do it. We were probably gonna chat with you during the stage break, so I was gonna put it up. But I'll put it up a little bit later. So when you rewatch, if you rewatch this, you'll see I made a little Cornageddon picture for you.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, I honestly expected for me to, be in the wall, and I figured I was going to be the Ageddon from the Cornageddon.
Yeah,
well,
that's.
Brian,
Go ahead.
Just quickly, I was going to ask, do you think that we're going to have to name a driver of the day today as maybe who might be the most freak on a leash out there, seeing that it's a corn round? That was a horrendous corn round.
I tell you, if that's it, we got to go for the vegan. We got to throw Nodge in that one.
No, see, I knew he didn't get that reference. I knew he did. That was a reference to a song by the band Korn.
Oh, I absolutely. I actually was on the road today listening to Korn on my way back to town.
Oh, there you go. All right, cool then. I didn't think you got that one.
Yeah, but no, Nodge was trying to do some babysitting, and boy, he was about as freakish as I've ever seen him be. So I mean, it actually fits.
So is he really a vegan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've tried sending him hot dogs in the mail, and he just won't even accept them.
I popped in. Of course, I'm sure you were in there. I popped into the voice chat for you guys before the race, right as JC John Campbell was telling that cucumber vegan joke, and that was. Did you hear that one?
Yeah, I had been there about 10 minutes from that, and that's JC's joke of the day. That's just part of what you get with membership to the TBP. You get those before the race.
All right. Well, we appreciate you sponsoring this race, buddy, and we are back to green flag. Hopefully, we can get a few green flag laps in here, and we'll let you get that whole thing loaded up on the truck and get on out of here tonight.
Yeah, fingers crossed we're putting her on a tunnel and heading south. You guys have a good one, and we appreciate you guys doing these.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Back on the green, Jim, and
yes.
How long do you think we can go?
Man, Parasini gets this insane run, into these turns.
You're okay. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous how
he just launches
well
it.
He goes. He just really thrives on these small ovals, doesn't he?
Well, it's that one turn. You see, this turn here he takes high. But down in there, down into 1 and 2, watch him. He just sails it in there, man, on the low side. See, he likes that entry, that low entry into 1. But when he goes into 3, he goes high. But yes, he loves any oval. That Matt is fast, man. He really is.
Oh, he is. He wants an outside line on McClendon. He needs to be careful that he's not coming undone off of this one. Oh, he does well though.
Yeah.
Turn. Well, we've done well here, Jim.
Stop. Don't even say it.
We've gone green a couple of laps. We all want to see we've gone a couple of laps now with green, which is good to see as well.
Yes, I know.
Because the race honestly was really falling away from me, so it's good to see that we've got some good green running once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think I really do think we're going to find a little spot, The problem is, a lot of these people are better at bigger 1.5 mile tracks, or they're road course people or whatever the case may be, and you're going to have a certain set that just do not like tracks like this and are not good at it,
No, that's right. And I think realistically, the more cautions we have, obviously, the more cars will actually get taken out of contention because they'll be without a So the grid will get smaller, which means that it will then spread, which means that we're more likely to get longer green running as well.
Yes.
Harrison and McClendon, they're going lap for lap here, Jim. 24.66 for McClendon, 24.69. Last time by, as they cross the line once again, it's a 24.97, 24.98 for both drivers. So they're on pace together, and they are starting to build gap over the cars behind of Sean Bradley and Marty Rogers as well. So a nice little breakaway, it seems, for Pirasini and McClendon. A at the front of the field. Be right on board with Matt Piracini in the 24 car at the moment. Of course, from Stony Plain, Alberta, Canada. It's one of the Edmonton spotters that I've collected for myself in my time here at JPB.
Shocking.
Shocking, I know.
You and your hockey Canadians.
Oh, hockey is phenomenal, Jim. I am disgusted that Dallas took the North Stars from Minnesota. Let's give Dallas their own team. Have the Minnesota North Stars back.
Were either one of those at the Super Bowl? Because I must have missed that.
Oh, when was the last time that Texas won a Super Bowl?
I'm not a Texas fan. I'm a Saints fan. So our last.
Well, when was the last time the Saints won a Super Bowl?
2010.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
No.
Yeah. More recent than the Cardinals.
Yes. Yeah, it's so weird that you have like these weird affiliations with sports teams.
I don't know. I like Edmonton. I like Arizona Cardinals.
Right, but where's the Arizona connection?
I played Madden and I enjoyed playing for the Seahawks.
All right, you know what? I can live with that. I'm good with that. Do they still have Australian rules football? Is that still a thing?
It's been a thing for over 100 years, Jim. It's
Well,
the oldest play in the world.
I did not know that, but I was a huge fan of Australian rules football when ESPN first came out. You know, back in the Stone Age when when cable was new. ESPN didn't have a lot of content, you know, at that time. They didn't have any of the NFL or baseball or pro basketball or any of that kind of stuff. So they used to show Australian rules football late at night, you know, like I was late teens, early 20s, you know, I'd be up all night or come in for the night out. And, you know, and I loved it. All right, let's see what's going on back here in the field. These guys, I kept wanting to stay with this because I knew they thought I was cutting away, so Piracini's going to take the lead. I got you, Matt. I didn't cut away yet. That was a nice pass right there.
Great
Yeah.
pass. I'd like to point out, Jim, the AFL is the fourth largest domestic, on average, fans to actually go to a game. It is the fourth largest in the world.
Really?
So, yes, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the MCG, holds 100,000 fans, and will hold 100,000 fans for some of the bigger games in the year. So they can get hundreds of thousands of fans every single year. It's the fourth largest domestic sport in the world, based on average fan attendance.
So sliding back here a little bit, we got Herzog and Sean Bradley, which, you know, I fully expect either one of these two that are going to be up there at the end of the race.
Herzog has had a great race, Jim. He's up 17,
Yes.
poor
Yeah.
qualifying, must be said. But up 17 into the top four. Yet to go down pit road just yet. A couple of drivers have come down pit road, including Matt Robinson back at the B16. He came in on lap 18. I would expect, if we don't get another caution, we go green to the stage ending, that they will need their stop. I say that, we get it.
Don't don't ever say that word again. Man, we were rolling good.
We had a good green period, Jim. We had a great green period.
Let's see what happened here.
Michael Seymour.
Oh.
Ooh.
What?
Okay,
Oh.
so that was... Oh, it's Tyler Rulis into the side of Seymour.
What was that, man?
What was that? Why was Tyler trying to get to the top of the road when he could have just pulled off into the infield?
No, that was Seymour.
No. Seymour was already rolling. So there's Tyler there. Look at that. Tyler drive right in the side of him.
Oh my
He
goodness.
actually turned into his path.
All right, let's see.
It's like he was trying to get out of other drivers' ways.
Oh, he must have had something broke. He must have had.
Yeah, he caught the you know how the incline then goes straight to flat right at the bottom. He caught the flat bit, and that's actually then pushed his car right into the path of Seymour there. So that's what's happened. Then it's hit, unfortunately, a series sponsor of NicholsOilPros.com. course, they've got a phenomenal deal happening, Jim, at the moment.
Oh,
where
they do
can
indeed.
sign up with their email and they get free shipping and I believe it's what, 25% off for a year,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, well, you actually have to email Tex Nichols himself through any one of the sources, through the league or through his Tex NicholsOilPros.com. Just email Tex, and if you email him and let him know that you're watching this, he will put you on the preferred customer list, 25% off, and free shipping over $100. I was trying to find Tex's car, but I can't find him.
If we go back to the live, we might be able to find him. There he is there. Of course, he had that contact. And now the 7th portion after 55 laps. We are just over 1/3 of the way through to the 7 portions, which means, if the math is correct, we're going to have 21.
Stop. It's not going to be that way. So the interesting thing here that's happened is that that with all the caution laps, it looks like the guys are going to be able to make the stage break.
Yeah, which is pretty imperative, because it means that the more cautions that happen, the less obviously pit stops they're going to need. It's much more risky because they're having to play the caution game of, well, we just stay out until we run out.
Well, I think at this point they've probably saved enough. It's only 10 laps to the stage, 9 laps now.
No, they should be fine as long as they may need, say, another caution, but they might be okay as well. They have been, using barely any fuel.
I mean, if you assume that each caution is 4 laps, which it seems like they've been 3 to 4 every one of them.
Yeah.
So at this point, they've already saved well in excess of 25. 25 laps at reduced fuel savings, so they should be fine.
So Piracini, I suppose the driver to keep an eye on is McClendon, because we know that he has got some very good fuel strategies in his belt. So if we keep an eye on his fuel strategy, we may actually then see the master at work.
Well, it certainly does not surprise me that he's staying out, because one of his strategies for the year now that he's got to win is to try to win the stage breaks and win that first stage of every race if he can, and get those extra points. Even if it puts him back in the field, after that somehow, and he has to kind of work his way back up. That's been his ongoing.
He already has the playoff position.
Correct. Yes.
Again, single file. As we go green, has Piracini locked himself in as well to a playoff position? Does he actually want to race this season?
Trying to remember. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But because he doesn't race all the races, it's surprising he's racing as many as he is. Actually, he typically does not race. Then somebody called him out or something, and he got fired up and decided to run the races, which is great. I love Matt. He's a guy and he's a fast driver. And he always brings snazzy paint schemes too from Jeff Slaughter to the races.
Well, he's looking fired up at the front of the field at the moment. We are. You said it was lap 65 on air, Jim, was stage break. You told me it was lap 68, so 5 or 8 laps.
No, it's 65.
It's 65, okay. So we got about 6 laps. They should be okay.
Oh yeah,
I would say. Seeing as they've stayed out now, because you can never guarantee a caution. And if they've stayed out, they know they can make it. So
yes.
That's worked out very, very well for Piracini and Herzog. Worked out phenomenally for Herzog. He's up 18 spots. He's into the top 3. And I would argue, Jim, if they would probably make it to lap 80 odd, they may make it actually, because if they can't make lap 68, that's not going to be a critical lap for them. So it'll be more or less maybe lap 100. So they actually just have to take across their next 2 stops in this race.
Yes. Well, I believe that they said drivers about
to lap 96 and they'd be safe. They can do enough stop to get to lap 96 and then come in and fill the car. Two stops.
So yeah, anywhere.
In a tougher position who've already come down pit road, they've kind of confirmed themselves now into a 3-stop strategy.
Yeah, so clearly, yeah, if they, well, at this point when they pit here, which this should be a caution lap right here, the caution should come out right here.
Half lap to go.
Yeah,
Bradley,
that's what caution should fly right here as he crosses the line. So they clearly can fuel here and make it. You know, they're going to enter. They're going to enter a fuel window that will get them.
So they can now fill the car.
Yep, and one more stop.
Yeah, and then just go to lap 96 and then fill the car again.
Yeah, I think
the ideal scenario for Piracini is you just fill, because it means it gives you a lot more flexibility in the next stop, especially if you've got caution, because that'll just cut down immensely how much fuel he will need to take once we hit lap 96. Obviously, you don't fuel and safe. So if he comes in this, as Herzog jumps straight across into the Piracini just gets driven through by the safety car. So when they come in this time by and they fill the car, we know that they can get 55 laps of green running on that tank, Jim. So if they fill the car now and then they come in on lap 95 or 96, that's roughly 10 laps of fuel they've still got in the car before they actually fill. So it'll be a shorter stop if it has to be a green stop for them on lap 96. So because it's a caution stop, they'll want that full tank, because again it will then give them flexibility later in the race, and maybe find that they need even less fuel than the caution to get at the circuit.
Yeah, I don't think. I think what you'll see is I don't think that they'll pit as soon as their fuel window opens, because tires are a factor here as well. I think they're
probably not, but it'll leave it open to them. That
yes.
If they need to, they can pit at that point and they can get home.
Right.
And it will be the fuel that they need if they fill now. Like if they take full fuel now. Obviously they've taken tires and everything, but I mean, you mentioned it. The more cautions we get, they can go 65 laps.
Yes.
If they get 7 cautions before the end of the race, or say in the next 65 laps, they can go that distance on the full tank, which then means that their last stop, if they get to, well, it'd be 130, means they only need 20 laps of fuel when they pit. So that's an even shorter stop.
Right. So what that would be is a little splash of gas and possibly right side only tires.
Exactly, which works heavily in their favour. So those drivers who stayed out at the front of the field and kept going all the way to lap 65 have now got an immense advantage over the rest of the field, because everyone else needs 2 more stops, or 1 more stop now, because they have, they limited themselves by pitting earlier in the race. So everyone on the timing who has 2 stops is at a disadvantage. So like Jared Jackson, Brad Crest, Matthew Robinson, they're naturally further back in the field. Matt Harmon has taken 3 stops in this race, Jim.
Well, he had he was involved in that incident early on in the race. First incident, because it was the Cunningham tire.
So one thing I've just noticed as well, so Rulis, Harcum and Bass all came in on lap 54. So they just stuck to their regular strategy, where Piracini and McClendon have obviously gone further, as well as Herzog, and they're right behind these guys. So now the problem for Rulis, Harcum and Bass is, let's say they've gained a lap worth of fuel through these last 2 portions they've now had. If they can go 56 laps, they can get to like 100, they can still get home with fuel, but they're not going to have the flexibility that Piracini, McClendon and Herzog have, because they've got that extra 10 laps.
Right, and they're also probably going to go straight backwards here pretty quickly, not having fresh tires, because this track does eat up tires. So, I believe if it were me, I'd have got on the same pit strategy as the leaders right here. I'd have pitted during the stage break if I were them. I'd have topped my car off with fuel, and depending on how many, they have 3 sets of tires, so far these guys have used only 1 set of tires. I would have I'd have put my second set of tires on, and I'd have saved my last set for late with my splash of gas.
Yep, which is most likely what Pirasini and McClendon had done when we saw Pirasini go up and take those tyres. So we've got green flag running though at Iowa once again. Bass leads the way for the first time this evening with about 14 positions. Rulis is now at 27 as he's dropping positions to Pirasini and McClendon off the race start. He's actually pulled out wide to let them go. He's trying to play the smart game of not getting anyone's way. But realistically, maybe you should just come to pit road at lap 65 and take the fuel. For Bastow and Harkin, they're the front two. They've got Pirasini and McClendon who've been the fastest cars on the road all evening, Jim. And they are on the much better strategy compared to the top two. But now they've pretty much got to hope for green running, because that's going to limit their strategy to only 55 laps opposed to 65 if they get multiple cautions once again.
Right. And the thing is, we don't really know how much fuel those guys had left.
Right. All we know is that they got to lap 65.
Right.
We don't know if they could have gone to lap 70.
Right.
Or if they were literally right on the edge of their tank. As the cautions come back out once again, I'm not sure who's caused this.
This is Dylan Brown here.
Ooh, Mr. Drifter.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Poor Kyle Dewey, man. That's
I
the
know.
second time he's got wiped out like that.
That's
Which
so
and Tex is in there
Dewey.
too. Tex Nichols is in there too.
Yeah, he is. He is indeed.
And Nodge was in there.
Yeah, got caught up. He is still going, but he is a lap down, so he will actually get his wave around as the lucky dog. We've currently got 6 non-finishers at this stage: Jim Ward, Fisher, Tyler Merritt, Ilana Hamilton, Brian Cooper, Kyle Gretsch, and John Campbell in this race at this stage. Oh, that is just a wild impact, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely wild impact. And do you think that could have been saved by holding brakes instead of trying to catch it? Like
Yeah,
maybe.
but
If he knew he was going to slide, he should have just put the brakes on and pulled it up and then kept going.
maybe. But that, I mean, you as a race driver, you're always initially going to try to save it. I mean, it's just I think that's an instinctual thing.
Oh,
that'd be hard to say.
My instinct is get on the brakes and let go of the wheel. That's my instinct. Because especially with a direct drive, I am not willing to risk breaking my thumbs. I'd rather break the car than break my thumbs.
Yeah, I hang on to it most of the time. I've had a few stingers, but nothing major.
I'll try and catch it, but if I see the wall coming, I just let go. I just like, oh,
But
this thing's going in the wall.
I have a setting in mind that allows you to turn down crash impacts, where you get like a severe impact like that, and it doesn't put out as much force feedback, severe impact. So it's not too bad. And nowadays these wheel drives are getting so fancy, tech wise and stuff. Just like these pedals. Here, let's do this, man. Let's look at the points real quick.
Yeah, very quickly. We wanted to look at it earlier, but we got the green as we called it out. Clendon is leading the championship with that strategy, as you mentioned, Jim, of him keeping that car at the front of the field for the stage wins. Obviously, he's taken a race win, which means he's been put into the playoffs later in the season. As is Sean Bradley, who took the win a couple of weeks ago at Charlotte. But both of those guys have got playoff positions next to them. Brad Kress is up there. He needs a stage win, though, if he wants to get into those playoffs at this stage. So, you can see there, the proof's in the pudding. The best drivers we've seen in the stage points: McClendon, Merritt, Parker, and Kress. Those guys are the ones currently inside the top 10 with the best stage performances. And McClendon's got 2 stage wins next to his name. So he's got good strategy at the moment. He leads the points tally. At this stage, if we were to go into the playoffs next week, he'd go into the championship as a playoff contender. But the problem is more and more drivers need to try and get race wins if they want to be contenders come season's end. The big name I think that we're missing is Matt Pirasini, who's not in the top 10 of the championship, but if he can get a race win, he'll have that playoff spot next to his name.
Yes, because I believe they got to do like 9 races to qualify, which he looks like he will now. So.
little shout out to a couple of drivers who have currently got double-digit overtakes in this race as we get green once again. Ty Bass is up 14 at the lead of the race. Mark Herzog's up 16 inside of the top 5. Al Corey up 13 inside the top 10. Further back inside the top 15, Robin Maldonado's up 14. Tyler Willis is up 15 into P16. Up 16 further back in P18 is Tim O'Connor. And Ryan Hyatt inside the top 20 is up 19 position over Jim. The biggest loser of this race, unfortunately, because they had to go to bed, was Kyle Gretsch, who's down 37 positions as Dominic Zinobi's already losing spots off this race start. But Herzog is in this race. He's in this race battle, Jim, as well, as is Bradley. Piracini, McLennan, Herzog, and Bradley. Right now, this looks like a championship battle. I mean, these 4 drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Herzog needs a race win. Piracini needs a race win. All 4 of them. This could be our championship battle for the end of the season.
Yes. Yeah, it absolutely could. And I tell you, let's give him a shout out again. Just the big boss man there, Al Corey, running up there in 10th spot. It's a great performance from him tonight. He apparently, or where's he at? He's
I think 7th at the moment.
Seventh, yeah. Got to fix my time on the score here.
So yeah, so Al, and he's on the optimal strategy as well. He went all the way to lap 66 before his first stop in this race. So he's on this optimal strategy. Keep it clean as McClendon's run it wide and into the wall.
Oh, Steve. Oh, my goodness.
McClendon has hit the wall. Was there contact? We'll have to see on the replay. But that now pretty much puts it in the hands of Matt Piracini, Mark Herzog, and Sean Bradley in terms of optimum strategists. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a steering failure.
Was it? Or just a...
It looked like it, because it was a big snap right. If we go on board with him on the replay, you will see.
Do that. Let's see. Use this view here. This should be the best one.
Let's watch. This is the corner.
No.
Oh, no, he tried to save it. He tried to save it. No,
you could hear him lift right before he turned the wheel, too. Listen to that. If you we run it back, and, well, actually, you're not able to set up tonight. But
make them believe it, Jim. Make them believe it.
Well, yeah, just the way.
You can see on the dash the lift off the cat.
Yes,
right,
yes.
Save it. So he obviously just held that throttle a little bit too long. It lit up on the rear. He tried to correct it, but it was an overcorrection, and then that's what's put him further back in the field now.
That was just. So anyway, let's see, let's go over their schedule real quick while we got a chance, because we missed all this stuff earlier. No, you know what? Let's do the Nichols ad. Let's do the Nichols ad. All right, let's do that.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.
So that was a little message from our sponsors for the series of NicholsOilPros.com. Of course, Tex Nichols in the field in the 60 car this evening.
We have time to get him in, you think? No, probably not.
No, we might have to wait till if we were to get another caution. We've had a few, Jim, but it is a good opportunity for a break for these drivers, and I think these sorts of races with small track, long laps, or a long amount of laps, I should say, the cautions are, it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things in racing. It's one of those things in racing over, isn't it? So, it's
especially
not necessarily bad for getting cautions, but they're driving mistakes, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, these short tracks are brutal. So I guess we got one lap here. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to pop back here. We haven't talked about this driver. I don't know that we've talked about him all season. Timothy O'Connor?
No,
Not much.
We have. He was back at Worldwide Tech Center. He was on for the win with Brad
Oh,
Kress.
that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look at him. He's up
Yeah.
20 spots today. That's pretty good run for him. Yeah. And
he's done well. Maldonado up as well. He's up 16,
Yeah.
just heading into the Worth car.
Yeah.
And look at that. Brad Kress makes his way back to P12 after 2 stops in this race. He's down 10, but he is in the fight up towards the top 10. So we may even see Brad Kress back in this end of the race.
Brad Kress is always that guy that just seems to be around at the end of the race. He just saves his stuff, does a good job, stays out of trouble, and he's always there.
Race cars in. We're under green flag running once again. Ty Bass gets the field underway. Piracini hot on his heels. Harmon, Rogers, Harmon, Jackson, Robinson, the top 10 as well. Turn 2. Going to be an intense end to this race. 150. So we're still rocketing through this thing as well. I mean, he's actually flying by quite nicely. Nice long green runs. Tested together.
Yes.
We're not really getting anyone breaking away and making it so the leaders, 10 seconds ahead. We're keeping everything. This race.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Looking car right there. I mean, despite that wonderful livery he has on there, it's still a nice looking car.
Would it make it better, Jim, if it was on a Mustang as well?
It would definitely make it better if it was on a Mustang. How do you know that? I didn't know you could on a Mustang. Yeah, that's right.
I have knowledge retention out the wazoo.
Yeah, I don't even remember my own name some days, so there's that. But and Harmon right here, Marty Rogers right there in front of Harmon. He's a guy that's been up in contention lately. He was up there and he had a good run at Road America last week. We didn't get that in. I guess we're at the race to get that.
Yeah, we won at the end. We'll sign off. We'll run the race recap and then we'll go to the credits afterwards. So maybe at least get some recap for last week at Road America. The road course event that happened at the start of the season.
Yeah, that was.
So as we get the horse to be called, who has called it? This time it might be Carl Lane. So let's pause this.
High there.
Oh no, this is.
Oh, it's after.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Try to get it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, did he do some rubbing? Oh.
Hey, you know what? Fair race. Fair play.
You know what? I bet you.
No one wrecked.
You know what though? I know Matt Piracini. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives a spot back.
I think he tried to, but the caution was called, so he couldn't.
Yeah, that's Matt. I don't think Matt. Now at the end of the race, he might take that. You know what I mean? But
Matt Harmon is in the road.
Oh no,
he's come in 5 laps before the what we call critical lap.
I would say he might be taking a gamble there.
bit of a gamble. But, if we were to continue on the route of getting some cautions throughout this race, it might pay off for him.
It
This
might.
might be a very, very smart strategy and play into his hands a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think he's gonna just have to ride in the back, stay in people's draft, do his best to just save, and if it works out in his favor. But you know what? You're running in 10th place. You're not up there contending for the win. Might as well try something a little different. Nothing wrong with that at all.
We're not at Vegas Speedway, but might as well have a bit of a gamble.
That's right. A little bit of a gamble here and there.
I don't blame it. A bit of a dice roll, and that's one of the positives. Hello, Mr. Corey. Welcome in.
Hey guys, sorry.
Hey, Al.
Hey, sorry to bust into the party here.
No.
I'm sure you guys are wondering what's going on tonight. The admin team is talking to you, and maybe we can change the race. I would say right now that it's likely that our next caution, we're going to go ahead and reduce the length of the race to 125.
Okay. All right.
I think it's in everyone's best interest, especially those folks on the East Coast.
Sure.
It's already after 10 o'clock, and it's been an unprecedented number of cautions in Iowa for the week. So, the next caution, we're going to announce that we're reducing it to 125. So, just to give you guys a heads up.
All right. So while we got you in here real quick, Al, congratulations, man. You're having a great run so far. You're having a nice run tonight.
It's really just been kind of steady. Haven't been doing much, but yeah, it's been all right.
Yeah, you're doing good. Just stay up there now with the shortened distance. You're right in a good spot right now.
Yep, we'll see. Well,
right.
hey, I'm going to dip out.
Yep.
Thanks, guys, and appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Oh, appreciate it.
Well. That throws a little monkey wrench in. Makes old Matt Harmon look like a genius, doesn't it?
Oh, indeed. We get back to live, Jim, because this will now
My bad.
change
Yep.
the strategy for a lot of drivers. So that strategy that we spoke about before, with these drivers now getting to a critical lap of lap 96, that now completely changes. Getting back to a critical lap of 96. I'm going to assume that you would.
Yes, I was. Yeah. But it was muted, though. Only you could hear it. They couldn't hear it. We're back green. Yes, so everyone just so you know, my dog is whining. I muted my mic to fuzz at it. But Hamish still can hear me. And so he thought I did that live, probably.
But we're back on the green. So just quickly, just to recap, is what Al told us. So when we get another caution, which will be our 12th of the race is going to be reduced. Green on these tank fuel. So we've had some cautions. It doesn't mean that they won't have cautions after the 12th. If we were to get more, it just means that the end of the race is going to be 125 and 150. But it changes now that strategy.
That was actually made with Chat GTP. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So it changes the strategy now of if they had put it on like 70.
Yeah.
They don't actually get this race, and they can get home.
And that may certainly be the case for maybe some that are back there already trying to save. My question would be with like Parasini, who's been running out front and stuff, he's been pushing his car a little harder, not necessarily saving for him or not, but it'd be interesting to see if it works out that way. But I tell you what, Matt Harmon is certainly sitting in a golden spot right now.
The only issue with that
But that's only going to benefit Parasini if the pit stop is made under green. If the pit stops come and they're made under caution, then it's not going to matter if Matt Harmon can stay out. Oh yes,
They're both
Glenn,
together
yeah.
on track further back than the P16 and the 18 as well. As they continue to battle their way forward. Also through the corner again, 150.
And why is that? Because caution is blowing up.
Should have tried to make a little animated thing of a little nuclear hot core.
Well, I was, but I ran out of time.
Fair enough.
I'm slow. You're probably a lot quicker than Brad. I'm pretty slow, but I thought it was a cute idea. I really just did it for Cooper, the sponsor of the race, just because
I can appreciate it.
he's an old Iowa boy there. Look at Harmon though. He all of a sudden he doesn't have to save anymore.
He's just pushing.
Yeah, he can pick him up, put him down. What did he kill on? 66? 91. No, he's not going to have to save. They can get 55 laps. They're only going to have to. Right. Yeah, so they actually, the drivers probably don't even know. They may have told them, though. They may have told some of them, the ones that hang out in Discord.
Al said they're going to announce it
Yes.
once the portion's called. They will not know.
That's right. So, yeah, so they're still running their regular strategy, and if the caution doesn't come out, it'll be about right, huh? Now there won't be another, there would be another caution if that didn't happen. But, wow. Okay.
Wow, it's going to completely change the prospects of this race as Harmon is able to push this thing to
Look who's right here.
Same strategy.
Well, he had the big crash that caused that caution, remember? But he still had his faster pair, so he's fine. He's back out there, and he's on that same strategy that Harmon, in theory, is on. And if they, like you said, if they call it CG 25 and then pit stop, those guys are going to the front.
Wow. Leads the way. Hertzik, Bradley, the top three. You know that these guys could very well be championship contenders as long as they can get a race win and get tickets for themselves in the playoffs. Hold on to the trade. They get a caution.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, they will have a lighter car. And, so it's interesting. You have to do some real math here. So the guys that put it on lap 91, they're burning off that extra fuel that they tell you what, if this thing gets short, the fastest car here today right now has been Parasite. Good for us. He's been able to send it into turn one like I've seen nobody like his car. Get down into turn one. And you guys don't run the same setup. So that is a brake bias issue, you know, where he's got his brake bias set and how he drives into that car. So in theory, he's got a lot of setup with the exception of the brake bias, which is huge. I mean, brake bias is big at the track.
So of course, racing.
Yes. Yes.
Is it more with brake bias?
That he would be going with, that's causing him to be able to drive it in there like that, I would think that it's probably faulty. Oh, we do. There's that caution.
Unfortunate, so we're going to have 10 laps to go in this race.
Holy cow! This is
They come in.
oh my gosh! There's only 10 laps to go.
10 laps. They come in and take the lead. Jeff Slaughter has brought it out, it seems.
Oh no, there's somebody spinning in front of him.
Tim O'Connor.
Yeah.
Had the spin in front, and that's what's brought the pace car out. Oh my god.
Who was that got up into the wall?
That was Seymour, Michael Seymour.
Oh,
who was,
man.
Involved in it earlier with Tyler Rulis.
Yeah, that was. All he did was try to avoid there.
If we go back to live, Hertzig's just gone past Piracini, but I think he's just given the spot back. So, we await the admin to drop the length of this race to 125.
Yeah, which is probably happening right now.
Yeah, so that then means how much fuel do these drivers need? They came in on 66. Let's say they've saved.
So they're coming.
They're coming in.
They're coming. Well, at this point,
fuel, so
yeah, that's a splash.
They wouldn't take tires, I wouldn't think.
Look who the leader is.
Matt Harmon, yep, right at the front of the field.
And where's Steve Pitted?
He's come in. I don't think he thinks he can save enough.
No, McClendon had he didn't must not have got the message.
He mustn't have, or he just didn't know. So Harmon, Kane, Hyatt, Smith, Zanobi have all stayed out because they all pitted at lap 91 to 92. Piracini is exiting pit lane and he's going to come out P6.
Yeah.
He's taken a full stop. He's taken 14.9 seconds worth of fuel though, so that's he's taken tires.
He took tires, yeah. Which that's all right. You know, fresh tires are going to be beneficial here now. So, and he's fast. You know, so that may throw a monkey wrench in what you and I had in mind. But I mean, I still like where Matt Harmon is. You know, even if he kind of got there by somewhat of a stroke of luck, you know. But I.
Yeah, I mean, Al Corey with this.
Oh, Al.
We're going to run it to the end, boys.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's all right. No, hey, we were scrambling up here talking about all kinds of different strategies. So, no, we're good. Let's do it.
Well, all right. We'll see you guys at the end.
All right, man. Thanks. Okay, so now I'm not so sure I like where Matt Harmon is unless he's been saving and saving. So lap 91 to 150, that's 60, 70 laps, 69 laps?
Yeah, we're going to 150. Well, lap 118, so let's call it 33 laps.
Right,
when we go green, it'll be what, 30 roughly? So we know that Piracini can get home.
No, I was talking about Harmon.
Can he save? That's the question.
Well, he's in the lead now. You can't save up front. And he's in a horrible strategy because his tires are older. Even if he's got enough fuel, he's got old tires now. I mean, and let's see. So he pitted on lap 91. So 9 laps to get to 100. So that's 59 laps. but he probably was saving early on in that run, and we've got a few caution flags, and we're likely to have another one, maybe. You know, I'm not hoping for one, but we certainly could. That's going to be close for him. But my question
now going to come down to do we get any more cautions, and how many more do we get before 150? That is now the point, because for Harmon, he probably needs one or two more to save enough as we go green again. And it's the same boat for Kane, Smith, and Zenobia, and Bradley, who've all had pace. They can push the end, and they gone past these guys.
Let's assume even that they don't have to fuel cell. Let's assume that they can make it is in their window because of 20.
Oh my God, that's dead. Oh, short That is a huge crash. I just saw Riley Smith drop down the order, and so has Matt Piracini.
This is Herzog back there.
Yeah, that was way earlier.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. My little window is messed up. Give us a second. Apologize.
So at this stage, Harmon, Kane, Zenobi, top three. Herzog, Crothers, Jackson, Al Corey as well is up there. It's a complete scramble. We're just waiting to see the restart to see how this has been caused by, I believe it was Riley Smith. It was Riley Smith who had the incident and dropped down the order there, Jim.
All right, yeah.
So, this
okay,
has been...
so well, let's see. This is the first thing it's showing me.
Gone Bradley. So there's the loss of control from Piracini, and then clip the wall, come down, bang, straight into the butt of Bradley.
Oh, it did a big impact.
Two race contenders, and mind you, those guys at the front. So Dominic Zenobi's come in, but Kane and Harmon have stayed out. So Piracini and Bradley, two race contenders. Bradley, who already had the playoff spot, out. They're at the back. They need some big carnage to now get back into this thing.
Yeah.
The narrative at play now is, can Harmon save enough not only to get home, can he also hold off Cameron Kane, Mark Hertz, and Keith Douglas? Oh, so there's contact between them.
Yeah.
So Smith actually rode up high into the side of him.
Well, it's hard to tell if it was Harmon or if it was Piracini or Smith. I'm trying to find something that's going to show me. Catching it right as the contact happened. We do not.
As the line should go out of the pace car this time by. So, 5 laps to go and we go green.
25 laps to go.
Who's winning the race?
25 laps to go.
I think Harmon can make it.
I think that there's a good. I know Harmon can make it home, but yeah. I love Harmon. You know, I love Matt anyway, and then not to mention the Cunningham livery thing. But I honestly believe that it could be Herzog. He's got fast. He's fast, and he's got fresh tires.
Outside edge, yeah. Another Canadian is going to win a race.
Oh, stop!
Going to be Keaton Crothers in the 809.
Here we go.
I'm claiming it now. I'm claiming it now. Keaton Crothers is going to win this race.
Is he?
The same strategy as Herzog. In fact, he took a shorter stop than Herzog in the last pit stop. He took a 10-second stop. Herzig's was 14.5. So maybe he put lighter fuel in thinking there was any cautions. And maybe he has a lighter car.
Yeah, without lapping and practicing that in theory, I don't really know how much of an advantage a couple of gallons of gas makes in this situation.
We go green. And look there, I just noticed a couple of drivers in the background.
Yeah. No, I took a hard look at Crest. When we were talking there, I took a hard look at Crest because he's a solid performer, and he's, again, into the race. He's there. It's a common Brad Crest thing.
Well, I think, by the sounds of it, Jim, your dog's got some opinion.
I know he does.
Apparently.
Yeah, he definitely does.
He doesn't know who's going to win.
Well, he's rooting for the Cunningham livery car, or he wants to get a hold of that Aflac duck. I'm not sure which one it is. It could be that as well. Look at Herzig, man, right to the front. I thought he was going to take the lead right there, but there he goes.
Now he's got the lower line. Here comes Crothers as well. Two wide action up towards turn 3 and 4 of Iowa Speedway. Herzig takes the lead from Harmon, and he's stuck in the middle lane as Crothers is now on the inside as well. Don't keep it up. Keep an eye out on Jared Jackson. He's got some good pace with Lincoln in there. So is Crest and Harmon and Kane.
Oh, 3 wide.
Line 3 wide up through turn 2. Kane made the smart decision there. He pulled out of it, Jim.
Yeah, backed into right to another 3 wide right behind it.
He had nowhere else to go, really. I mean, it was either that.
Look at 3 wide here. Look at this. Yeah, seems. Again, as long as everything goes smooth, and at this point in the race, it's different. You just don't do this on lap 10. That was my point. Now you do it.
Can you please say 10 for me again, Jim? That was the most southern you've ever heard, other than when you say oil.
Oi. 10. I don't know. Yeah, that slipped out. That's right. You haven't heard me speak Cajun yet either, with the Cajun accent. I could do that, and it would be like that gator hunting show. They'd have to have subtitles under.
The drunk Jim would be immaculate, I feel. Just the natural accent coming out.
Well, that was not exactly natural. But I was married to a Cajun and lived in Cajun country for a while. So. And I'll tell you what, I might go to In-N-Out Burger tomorrow if this happens.
We need a Whataburger car out there.
Yeah, we do.
Actually go
not Whataburger, I mean In-N-Out. Did I say In-N-Out? Yeah, I said In-N-Out. Yeah. Well, we have an In-N-Out here now too. We just got one, yeah.
Personally, I've not had the opportunity to have either In-N-Out or Whataburger. It's very, very nice.
Oh yeah, both Whataburger and In-N-Out are both better than Carl Jr.
Oh well, I look forward to the day I can try both.
Well, come on. Wendy's?
Yep.
Oh, they got good burgers.
Yeah, we have
Come to Texas, man. You can stay here. We could maybe go to the Formula One race or something at Circuit of the Americas, or the WEC, the 6-hour World Endurance Challenge race there.
Pretty good, even an IMSA event possibly as well.
Well, they don't do IMSA there; they just do the WEC.
I feel like they should do IMSA.
They should do IMSA.
8-hour around Coda, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, the WEC does 6 hours of Coda, and it's their only American stop right now for the WEC, short of the mixed event at Daytona.
So we've got 15 laps to go. Herzig leads the way. Crothers, P2, Jackson, inside of the top 5. O'Connor, Emmett, Benson, Brown, Harmon, the top 10. Fox takes to possibly save some tyres at the stage. Here we go green the whole way to the end for an extraordinary finish to this race at Iowa.
We could. Look at Cress and McClendon running back there together, man. I'm looking to see those guys start moving up a little bit here.
I am watching the screen.
Thank you, sir.
So now, good thing to go. Herzig started to build a gap. Almost seems without a caution.
Yeah, I think at this point, Herzog's fast, man. He's fast. So that's why I made that prediction. You haven't seen as much of Herzog this year, but last year, man, he was so ridiculously fast, always up front. And so when I saw him sitting there with good tires, it just seemed like the natural pick,
I suppose as well, this would want him into the playoff position.
It would.
Yeah. Well. He'll definitely be a contender. I mean, the only issue now is McClendon is still gaining some points tonight, being that he's in the top 4 as well. But for Herzog, he needs these points. He needs this race win. He needs to try and push himself forward in this championship to try and be
I'm trying to remember. If I'm not mistaken, and I think I'm right, I called the finals of several of their series last year, and I'm not sure whether it was the next gen car or the Xfinity cars, but Herzog was in the top 3 racing for a championship in the final race and got caught up in some trouble late in the race and lost that championship. But he was literally there all year long. I'm not sure which series it was in because I just jumped into the triple bypass and I literally did everything at the end of the year. I did all their championships. And and a lot of these guys obviously carry over from one to the other. But, Herzog he's super fast, man. Doesn't surprise me at all that he's up front. In fact, it surprised me that we haven't heard more from him this year.
I think maybe this is now the point where he starts to claw this championship back for himself and starts to really become a challenger for this championship. The problem is this is a nice breakdown performance, points gain. We can finish where he is. Same for Jackson. McClendon, we know that he's in the championship hunt. Crest, though, outside line in towards turn 2. He's got that nice slipstream off the back of Jared Jackson, but he's not going to be able to carry the pace on the exit of the corner. McClendon still holds true, but this could work out well for the final couple of corners for Crest. Is it going to be 3 wide? Oh my God.
That was, that could have. So Jared.
Crest got him too.
Yeah, he did. We'll see though. He's going outside, and McClendon's going to go low on Jackson.
Back out of it. Where's McClendon gone? He's actually dropped back.
Oh, yeah, just a little though.
Yeah,
where are we at? We got 6 to go. Yeah, so he's probably maybe just settling in for a minute, and then he's going to make a hard run at it. Let his tires just slightly, and then make a big run. Yeah, final 2 or something like that. So Jared Jackson, talking about Jared Jackson, like you said, it's a breakout performance, really good performance for him. Do you realize Jared Jackson is the quiet assassin? The dude is sitting, if I'm not mistaken, let's look real quick. Where's he at? 6th in points. He was 4th 2 weeks ago. 6th in points, and we don't, it's like you don't know his name, but he's 6th in points. He's just consistent. He is.
He's the name that you, and I mean this with the highest respect, it's the name that you brush over in the stands.
It is. It is.
You're always there.
Yes.
I've had quite a few in my time like this. There's a driver, probably didn't watch this, but a driver called Gary Butler in the VM Veterans. He, for a long time, was the silent achiever. Every week he would be around about the top 5. But again, one of those names that you just kind of brush over. It wasn't winning races, but he was always getting consistent top 5s, which eventually worked out for him. Jared Jackson, very similar scenario. He needs a race with him.
So we did that dirt race Triple Bypass decided to do a dirt race there a few weeks ago, and it was their first ever broadcast dirt race, and I got to call it. And Jared was in the top 3, and I was saying like, you know, he's kind of a new name to me. And then I'm talking to him in the interview room, and he says, well, you know, I said, hopefully we'll get to talk to you on Sunday, you know. And he goes, yeah, I really like the next gen cars. You know, I'm sitting 4th in points, so I felt like a giant jaguar, you know, like a big giant butt. And so I went and checked. Sure enough, he's 4th in the points. And so then I started watching and looking. And the dude he's really good, man. And it's just for whatever reason. Yeah. Here we go, man. Herzog is taking that white flag.
Yeah, he's only got one more lap to go. Brothers hot on his heels. Brad Cress and Jackson are still battling for P3 on the road. And for Herzog, this will be a great win and lock himself into a playoff position for the end of the season here in Iowa after a caution and carnage-filled race where we went double digits once again. Mark Herzog will take the win at Iowa Speedway ahead of Keaton Brothers in P2. Brad Cress gets across the line in P3 ahead of Jared Jackson and championship leader Steve McClendon in P5. Timothy O'Connor, Will Emmett, Jason Benson, Jeff Slaughter, Al Corey inside of the top 10. The 15 it was Robert Maldonado, Sean Bradley, Ben Harker, Matthew Aloka, and John Crutchley. The notch up into the top 15. Marty Rogers, Matt Harmon, Cameron Kane, Dylan Brown, Ty Bassett, top 20, Isaac Ross, Tex Nichols, Michael Seymour, Matt Pericini, Mike Weeder, the top 25, Ryan Hyatt, Dominic Zanobi, Matthew Robinson, the last of the finishers with Riley Smith at the back of the field.
So before we jump around and start doing all the end of the race things, I want to give a big shout out there to Jason Benson. Got him an 8th place finish. The dude is one of the admins in this league. I've seen numerous times where he's almost running race control from his vehicle while he's. Yes.
Just quickly, those results are qualifying. You just need to change it to
Oh,
race.
sorry. My bad.
Okay.
Well, you had read them all off anyway. That's why I couldn't find him on the list. Yeah, so I want to shout out to Jason Benson because he never gets any credit, and a lot of times he doesn't have the best finishes, but imagine how hard it is to control your own race and then also kind of run race control from your vehicle, and he does that. And then here with Al Corey, same thing. You know, like tonight, look at what all Al Corey was involved in the decision making of cutting the race to 25 laps and then not cutting it and all of that. So he was in those discussions while out there racing, and he still pulled off a top 10 tonight at a very tough track. So I want to shout out to both those guys. They're longtime admins. And then while we're at it, we'll shout out to Brian as well. Where's my little thingy here? Real quick, to Brian Cooper for sponsoring the race, another one of the co-founders of this league. So we'll hit him too, and then we'll move on to see who we got to pull into our booth tonight.
So we got Keaton Crothers and Mark Herzog who are in the channel at the moment. We don't have Brad Cress down there, so we'll have a chat to Keaton Crothers first off for P3 on the road, or P2 on the road this evening.
Sorry. Yep.
Mr. Crothers, congratulations, P2 on the road here tonight. And I made a prediction that you might be getting yourself a win, but unfortunately not. Mark pulled away, but a good podium for you and a good solid chunk of points as well in this championship.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thought I could run him down there at the end, but he was just too fast for me.
He did have a strong car, but man, you sure did. It looked like you laid back there and cooled your tires down a little bit and took a good hard run at him on that last lap. You closed the distance pretty well there.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw him. I don't know if it was just my graphics or something. I thought I saw him getting to the wall, and then it kind of slowed him up a little bit. So I was like, oh man, I got a chance here. But yeah, just close one at the line. But oh well, it was a fun race either way.
Yeah, you had a good. Yeah, I mean that's a fantastic race for you. You know, it's good to see you up there. Tough race, man. Those conditions out there were brutal. I don't even want to say the amount of cautions that we had, but it was quite a few. How'd that sit with you as a driver? Was it hard to get into a rhythm or what?
Yeah, it was pretty hard for me being pretty new on these ovals. It was actually, maybe it was a good thing because it kind of kept things pretty calm, I guess. But it was hard to get into a rhythm for sure.
I said, being new to ovals, this is a tough track to drive. Had you seemed like 90% of the trouble tonight was coming out of turn 4. How was your car? How'd your car feel coming out of 4 tonight?
Yeah, I mean loose as hell, but you just got to be you had to be real easy on the throttle coming out of 4, otherwise you were toast.
Yeah, it was like Hamish pointed out during the race, man. I didn't even realize that at one point every single caution, we were deep in the race too, and every single caution had been brought out by an incident coming out of turn 4.
Oh, was it every time? Yeah, I mean, I figured I didn't see all of it obviously, but I figured that's what it was.
Yeah, Hamish, how many was it? Like 50 or 60 laps in?
Wait, what was that? Hang on, sorry, my mind's gone.
Sorry. Yeah, but I think it was like 50 or 60 laps into the race, and every caution had been brought out by an incident coming out of turn 4.
Oh yes, yeah. It was up towards the stage break. I think it was the first 7 were caused by turn 4. Alone.
Well, now some of that I have to give credit where credit's due. Some of that was done because guys decided to take it 3 wide into coming out of turn 4 at 10 laps to go in the race.
Yeah, that would make it hard for sure. If you got 2 guys ahead of you, you're toast.
Yeah, exactly, right. So congratulations again, man. It's good to have you in here, and it's good to see a little mix up there at the at the front of these fields. Good job. And you got anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here?
Well, I should have shouted him out last week, but Steve McClennan's in here. He's got my paint scheme, so he made the paint scheme. So shout out to him for that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. All right, man. Well, congratulations, and let's hope that we keep talking to you.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. So do we have, did Brad come into the...
No, but we have got Mark.
Yeah, let's get him.
Mr. Mark Hertzig, congratulations. You have classified yourself as a race winner this evening and have locked in a playoff position for yourself later in the season. Congratulations. And how does it feel to get this done out at Iowa?
Thank you. It was a good, interesting race. We a little rough at the beginning. I think if we hadn't had that late last caution, I think it would have been Harmon up here in here instead of me. He had the strategy, the 2 cars behind him, but we were able to pit for tires, and that's what was able to get us by him.
Yeah, that was clearly, he had the right strategy when he pitted there. And if it would have, if they would have, especially, I don't know if they've told you guys this or not, but they were talking about cutting the race 25 laps because it had ran so long. And they came into the booth and told us that if we had another quick caution, they were going to shorten the race by 25 laps, which at that point, Harmon's strategy would have been brilliant, because then he wouldn't even have had to save anything. And but as it turns out, we had that long green stretch right there, and so they didn't shorten the race. And it worked out. So when everything came out, when everybody came out of the pits, Hamish there asked me, he said, who do you think is gonna win this thing? I want a prediction out of you. And I looked through the field there, and you were sitting there in I think 4th or 5th after the or maybe 6th after the pit stops, and you had pretty fresh rubber on the car, and it was on that last caution, and you had fresh rubber, and I knew how fast you were from last year. You haven't had the best season this year so far, but when I started calling these races at the end of the last year, you were in contention every race in every division I called. You were there, and so I picked you, and you made me look good. You made me look like I knew what I was doing.
Well, good. I'm glad I could bet you some a good bet there to win. But yeah, actually, Parasini was the guy to beat, I think. But if he had got tagged up with the 22, I think he was the guy to beat.
I tell you what, I don't know how.
I'll take it though. I'll take it.
I don't know how much you rode behind him tonight, if you did at all, if you were right behind him, but man, whatever he was doing, he was able to pack it into turn 1 on that low groove so hard. Nobody else was driving into turn 1 like him. If you go back and watch the replay later, you'll see what I'm talking about. We talk about it a little bit. I mean, man, he would make a 2 or 3 car length gain just going into turn 1. He was driving it in there deep, but I mean, this isn't a track that you can drive it in deep and save it. Usually, you suffer coming off if you drive it in deep, but he was doing something, man. So
Yeah, he was running a good line. He had it down, but it was ended up being a little rough, but it ended up being all right. I'll take the win, and
yeah.
got to thank the guys for sticking it out for the whole 150 laps. That's first I heard that they were thinking of shortening it.
Yeah, well, I don't think they hadn't announced anything. I think the admins were talking about it just because I think, it was playing out like East Coast guys were, it was well after 10 o'clock already, and they were, they just didn't want to drag it out too much longer. But we had a long green flag run there, and it kind of shifted the time, so we didn't have to do that. So. But yeah, congratulations, man! I'm really excited for you. Glad to see you back in the playoffs this year. You were right there in contention. I can't remember if it was this or Xfinity last year, but I know you were in the top 3 and running for a race win at the finale, and got caught up in something and didn't win the championship, I believe. But I know you were right there at the end of the year, so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the playoffs again now.
Well, thank you. I just got to thank Parasini and all the guys that run the next gen session. It's been fun, and got to thank you guys for putting on a really nice podcast for us and putting us out there. And as always, I got to thank my wife for letting me come out here and spend a couple hours with you guys. So,
Right.
Hey, Linda, love you, girl.
That's right. You got to thank the wife. All right, man. Well, congratulations again. I have no doubt that we'll be talking to you some more before this year's over for sure. So I have no doubt, man. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Take
All
care.
right.
Hope to see you again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, Jim,
Yeah.
that'll bring an end to our show tonight after a cornucopia of cautions, a cornucopia of carnage. and
Oh,
a
there you go.
cornucopia of Cornageddon at Iowa Speedway.
That's right. Hold on here. Let me that's sweetly. Oh, that's right. I'm glad you said that because it reminded me that I gotta do the race recap at the end of the race because we got caught in here late. So,
Yep.
But one more, we'll show the Cornageddon again there one more time, which it did kind of turn out to be a Cornageddon of cautions tonight, unfortunately.
Yep, it did. It really did. But that's racing at the end of the day, and that's racing in a small oval like Iowa Speedway with nearly 40 cars on the grid. It's what you get when you go racing.
But
isn't
it
Jim?
ended up being a good race, though. I mean, in the end, it was a good race. It was, you didn't know who was going to win the race. You had with 50 laps to go in that race, you had 10 guys that could have easily won that race.
Very easily could have.
So yeah, that was cool.
That's very, very cool. Well, a big thank you to you, Jim, once again for being here with me, and a big thank you to everyone watching along with us as well. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing here on JPB Broadcasting. We appreciate everyone's time, appreciate them being here with us for the NicholsOilPros.com series for Round 8 out at Iowa, sponsored tonight by Brian Cooper for the Cooper Cornageddon 150 out at Iowa Speedway. We appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us once again. We've got the race recap to come your way from Road America last week, and then of course our ending credits as well. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Yep, and we're going to run we're going to do the Nichols Oil Pro ad before we go into the
Whatever you drive,
into the
however you drive.
recap.
AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.
On February 23rd, 2025, the Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pro Series tackled legendary Road America for a challenging 28-lap showdown. With just a single leader, it was a battle for survival as the rest of the field navigated the sprawling 4-mile road course. The NicholsOilPros.com 28 was streamed live by our friends at JPBroadcasting. Kyle Gretsch in car 27 put on a masterclass in stock car road racing, leading every single lap from his second starting spot to claim a dominant victory. His fastest lap of the race, a blistering 2:11 on lap 16, was the best example of his commanding performance. With near-perfect execution in every sector, Gretsch never gave his competition a chance to close the gap, cruising to the checkered flag. Marty Rogers did everything he could to chase down the leader, but ultimately crossed the line 8 seconds behind. His best lap of 2:12 came on lap 18 as he tried to reel in Gretsch, but he just couldn't match the pace up front. Still, a solid drive secured him the runner-up spot. Keaton Crothers in the 8:09 kept himself in the fight and locked in a podium finish in third. He stayed within striking distance of Rogers, but finished 1.8 seconds behind him. Crothers had the speed, but couldn't quite maintain the pace needed to climb higher. Chad Bear started from the pole, but a lap one off track and a near race-ending incident at the halfway mark almost ended his race. A heroic effort put him back into the top 5 at the end. Meanwhile, Matt Pericini used pit strategy and fast laps to get him from 11th to a top 5 finish, crossing the line 25 seconds behind the leader. With only the stage break to bring the drivers back together, the race was all about raw pace and wild racing. Road America's technical corners and long straights tested every driver, but in the end it was Kyle Gretsch, standing tall with a near flawless performance. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling triple bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series recap. We'll see you next time.